Welcome to a video on dealing with loan payments, and this is going to be a short video. It's not something that is a lesson for any particular thing you need to learn. It's just that I want you to have a better understanding of what happens when you make payments on a loan. Well, this could be whether it's a car loan or a loan paying off a credit card debt or a home loan. And so this just looks at step-by-step analysis of each payment. And again, this isn't necessary for the course. It just hopefully gives you a better understanding of what happens in a loan. So it says, consider making monthly payments on a loan with an original value of $20,000. And if the interest rate is 6.75% for a 5-year loan, find the monthly payment. So on a 5-year loan, that's 12, a monthly payment would be 12 times a year times 5 would be 60 months of payments, right? So if you go to the TVM solver, that's 12 times 5 is 60 months. The interest rate is 6.75%. It was a $20,000 loan. Your payments would be $393.67 to give a zero balance in the future value of zero. So now these were all, again, these are monthly payments. That's why there's 12s here. So that's pretty simple using the TVM solver. But now let's take a look at an amortization schedule. So what an amortization schedule does is it tracks the loan as it goes from a balance, the original balance of $20,000 down to a final balance of $0. Hence amortization. It kind of puts the loan to death is what it really means. So how do we deal with this? We know that we had $393.67 every month. What happens to that money? And that's what an amortization schedule allows you to see. It allows you to see how much of each payment goes to interest, how much then would remain, subtracting that, to remain to go to the balance, and then it shows how the balance is decreasing month by month, payment by payment. So here's what happens in a loan. If you owe $20,000 and you're paying it off in 5 years at 6.75%, your monthly payment will be $393.67. So the loan company, the first thing they do is they say, hey, you are going to owe us some interest. So I'll put a little formula in here. It will be equal to what? It will be equal to the balance of the loan, whatever that might be. It starts out at $20,000, but that will change. So we click this. Now it gives us the cell D2. That's this $20,000, as you can see. We're going to multiply that by 6.75%. Now as a decimal, we can write that 6.75 per 100 over 100, or 0.0675 is probably more common. And then we're only going to do this for the amount of time. Remember, principal is principal times rate times time. Time is 1/12 of the year. So we can multiply by a 12th, or you can just divide by 12. Now that is going to give you the interest rate on this number based on the 6.75%, the interest amount. So it's $112.50. Well, every time you make a payment of $393.67, the company is going to take away whatever this interest is, and you will have the remaining value, this amount, will go towards paying down the balance. So that will be equal to, what's remaining is we're going to take the $393.67, that number. We're going to subtract this number each time, whatever's in the interest, and that will tell us how much went to pay the payment, or the principal. So the payment is split into these two parts. This is the sad part for you, who's making the payment, and this is the part that pays down the balance. So this new balance will be equal to the previous balance in that location, minus this number, the amount that went to principal. And so this just does that subtraction, this number minus this number. Excel's pretty clever in how it's set up. It can take that, and if I highlight those and drag all three, it will take these numbers, and this number will now be this balance times the 0.067, and so on. And so you can see the balance is decreasing each time. If we go and do this for 60 tubes, if we drag this down to 60 more months, starting at 2, that should end at 62, or starting at 3, it should end at 62. If we go all the way down to 62, it'll show us, well, all the way down to a balance of 0. So, it changes the last payment. Notice the last payment is $393.61 because between what you owed and this, the rounding off on that $393.67 gives you this a little less of a payment in the very last month, just a few cents. But anyway, you can see by an amortization schedule all the way along. After the first month, your balance has gone down to here. After a year, it's gone down to 16,519, and then after 2 years, that would be at 26, 12,796.85, and so on. But how do you find out how much of your payments? These are all your payments. A lot was going to interest, but that's changing. So it's decreasing every month. Anyway, that just gives you a good picture of what happens to a loan. You can, at every given time, you can see your payment is going less and less to interest and more to the balance of the loan. Okay, I hope you found this video somewhat helpful and enlightening on what happens to loan payments throughout the life of the loan. Okay, see you in the next video.